Okay guys, we have another Basement Collective battle report today. This time it's going to be Grey Knights versus Tyranids. Grey Knights with some Forge World models, so we're just going to go through the Grey Knight army list right now. We have one Storm Raven and another Storm Raven. Both of those are going to have Assault Cannons and Multi-Meltas. And then we have a Fire Raptor, and that has the Reaper Auto Cannons upgrade on it. We then have our Sicaran Battle Tank, and that's got the two last cannon upgrades, or the I guess the single last cannons. And then we have the Contempted Dreadnought there with his two auto cannons, twin linked. We have two Terminator squads. One has a Terminator with a hammer, three halberds, and a side cannon hammer dude. And then we have another one with that's basically the same setup. So they're both the same with three halberds, a hammer, and then a side cannon thunder hammer dude. And then a level 2 librarian, and that is 1,500 points of Grey Knights. Okay, so we have Clark's Tyranid army now.
Yeah, so I came in with the ever-popular Flyrant from my HQ. It's of course running Twin Link Devourers with the Brain Leech Worms and Electroshock Grubs. We have the Hive Crone for our fast attack. Standard loadout there. For troops, we're running 3 Genestealer Broods with Rending Claws. We're running a Spawn of Cryptus with the Spawn of Cryptus as the head of that. They're all running Rending Claws and Scything Talons. And we're running two Tyranid Warrior Broods, both with Devourers. And we have a Carnifex Brood that is also running Twin Link Devourers with Brain Leech Worms.
Okay.
And for a total of 1,500.
1,500 pointed Tyranids. On second thought, what he's going to do is, since he only has one heavy support choice, instead of running the 3 Carnifexes as a brood, he's going to split them up individually. So they're each going to be, it's 3 broods of 1 Carnifexes each with 2 Twin Linked Devourers. So that's your 1,500 points of Tyranids. A lot of shots, about right now 48 strength 6 Twin Link shots, and plus all the other stuff. So that's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to roll. So we're going to roll to see who deploys first, and pick the table sides at the same time. So let's roll. So 5 to 2. So I'm going to deploy first, and I will choose. We'll choose this table side right here. So we'll come back to you after the end of deployment. Okay, so this is how deployment looks. All the Grey Knights are in reserve except for the Sicaran and the Contemptor. Well, it's just a normal autocannon dreadnought. And then we had the Tyranids deployment. We have infiltrating Genestealers right here. And then we have another squad of infiltrating Genestealers right there. And moving over here, we have Carnifex with a brood of warriors. The warriors are helping the Carnifex stay within the range, synoptic range. And then once again we have more warriors, Carnifex, and another Carnifex. We then have the Crone right here. And last but not least, we have the Hive Tyrant. And then he has his Spawn of Cryptus, or Crixus? Cryptus, and another big squad of Genestealers in reserves for later if needed. And then this is the table. What we're going to be playing is the Crusade. We rolled a 2, so that's 4 objectives. There's one in the middle right there. There's one by the well right over there. We have another one right there, number 6.
It's in the tower there.
And the last one is number 3 right there. Numbers don't matter for this game. Okay, and for the Psychic Paras, my Librarian, he got Precognition and number 6 on Divination, which is not very useful in this mode of game. And of course he's got Precious. And then I got my normal Grey Knight powers, all the other static powers like Hammerhead to Sanctuary. And then my Warlord trait got a counterattack from my Warlord, so that's pretty good against Tyranids. And Clark?
I rolled for the Hive Tyrant. I got the Horror, which is the malediction that targets the single enemy within 24 inches, takes the pinning test. He also got Warp Blast, which is a Witchfire power. And then for his Warlord trait, I ended up getting Digestive Denial. So after deployment, 1 piece of terrain in the enemy deployment zone, but not one of your own, has its cover reduced by 1.
Okay, very good. So what we'll do is we'll come right back and we'll roll to see if Clark can steal the initiative, and then we'll get on to turn 1. And the piece of terrain Clark chose to give -1 cover is this, I guess this would be a blockade of sorts, so it goes from 5 up to 6 up, so that's where the Sicaran and the Dreadnought are. Alright, so we're going to see if Clark can seize the initiative now on a roll of a 6. And no, so that's the Grey Knight's first turn. And since I'm using the Nemesis Strike Force attachment, I get to roll for all my reserves on turn 1. So we'll come back to you at the end of Grey Knight's turn 1. Okay, so at the end of the Grey Knight's turn, we had 2 of the Storm Ravens come in from reserve, and then the Fire Raptor didn't make it, and the 2 Terminator squads didn't make it. They all rolled 1s and 2s, so they're stuck in till next turn. So it's nice to have Storm Ravens come on turn 1, so that's a pretty cool thing. I've never used them before, but now that there's a possibility for them to come in turn 1, I think I might be using them more. But anyways, both Storm Ravens opened up on the Flying Hive Tyrant that was over there and killed him for first blood and slay the Warlord. So that was pretty good for me. Unfortunate for Clark there. His Hive Tyrant, he's still new to the game, and his Hive Tyrant's never died yet. He's tabled his other 2 opponents' first 2 games he's played, so it's time he gets some payback.
Ouch.
I'm just kidding. And then we got and then the Sicaran and the Contempted Dreadnought fired up on that Carnifex over there, just doing 2 wounds to it. So that's all we have. So that's the end of the Grey Knight turn 1, sorry, and it's 2 victory points to nothing right now because I do have slayed the Warlord in first blood. And we'll come back to you at the end of the Tyranids turn 1. Okay, so at the end of the Tyranids turn 3, now they just did a lot of moving and repositioning. These guys, 3 Carnifexes moved up to get a range of shooting these 2 guys, and the Crone moved up, hopped in the air, moved up to shoot these as well. Other than that, the Gene Stealers are just staying back there waiting for targets since they can't really harm these guys. And this Gene Stealer over here is waiting for the target too. Well, I mean, I guess they can harm that, but they'd rather stick by the objective and make me hunt them down instead of them coming to my vehicles. So yeah, they managed to do 1 wound on here. They made them both Jinx save, which is good. And no, I made my 1 Jinx save over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll on to the end of the beginning of the Grey Knight's second turn. And I'll roll for reserve once again, and we'll come back to you at the end of Grey Knight turn 2. Okay, so at the end of the Grey Knights turn 2 there, pretty good turn for the Grey Knights. Well, actually, an excellent turn for the Grey Knights. These Terminators managed to come in, so the Librarian did not, but this squad of Terminators came in, and they shot the group of Gene Stealers over there. And then since they're part of the Nemesis Strike Force, they're able to run when the turn they come in, so they ran too. These guys just stayed put. This one shot at the Carnifex that was in the ruins over there, managing to kill it. And this one, and the Contemptor, or the normal Dreadnought, shot at the Warriors over there doing 2 wounds. These 2 Fire Raptors, this Storm Raven shot at the Carnifex there, snapshot, didn't do any wounds. And this guy managed to do 1 wound on the Carnifex. And then the Fire Raptor, now I've never used the Fire Raptor before, and I can see why people are raving about him now. It's pretty ridiculous in the amount of shots it can put out. But yeah, that did finish up the other Carnifex that was right there. So at the end of the turn for the Grey Knights, it's not looking good for the Tyranids there. They have the Crone, a unit of Gene Stealers in reserve still with the spawn of Crixus. And then they have those Gene Stealers right there. And that 1 lone Gene Stealer right there.
There's a pack back here too.
And and there's another pack of Gene Stealers back there hiding. Alright, so we're going to go to the top of the Tyranids turn 2. Yeah, and we'll come back to you at the end of their turn. Okay, so we are at the bottom of the Tyranid turn 2 that was, and so these Gene Stealers moved up. He got his Gene Stealer Brood in from Deep Strike Reserves coming right here. And then the 1 Gene Stealer that was right there, and the Gene Stealers that were hiding behind here charged in. I killed the single unit on Overwatch, and then I killed 4 of them in combat. He had some bad rolling, wasn't able to get any rending hits. And then other than that, the Hive Crone shot its last 2 Haywire shots at this guy, and I made my 2 Jinx saves. And I did not declare a Jinx against that Carnifex unit against this guy, and he unfortunately got 5 hits, but then rolled no 6s. So what we're going to do is we're going to the top of the Grey Knight's turn 3 right now, and I have 1 reserve, the Librarian and his unit still in. It's unfortunately not looking good for the Tyranids, but we'll see how the game turns out. We'll be back to you at the end of the Grey Knight turn 3. Okay, so at the bottom of the Grey Knight's turn 3, these guys managed to clear out the last Gene Stealer that they were locked in combat with. This guy killed 1 dude, one of these Gene Stealers, who's about to charge in next turn. Left these Gene Stealers alone. These 2 Storm Ravens stayed exactly where they were. This one, since in Jinx Day, was snap shooting at the Crone. And this one this one actually shot at the Warrior Brood. And since it stayed put and it didn't move, it got to shoot 2 what is it called? 2 of the missiles and the multi-melter and the assault cannon at full ballistic skill, so that wiped out the warrior brood squad. And then this guy combined fire with the Sakaran, managed to kill the last Carnifex that was hiding behind the crates right there. Okay, so now it's not looking good for the Tyranid turn 3, but we're going to continue playing. So this will be the top of Tyranid turn 3, or the bottom of turn 3 if you count and player turn. So we'll come back to you at the end of the Tyranid turn. Okay, so at the end of the Tyranid turn, and it wasn't actually a bad turn considering what they have left in the board. This Harpy, Crone, Hive Crone, it went over this and it vector struck it, and it managed to get 3 hits, managed to do 2 penetrating results, and it got a weapon destroyed, and as well a crew stun, so that's going to make it forced to fly off the board next turn. And then the warriors just ran to get cover over there because they couldn't do anything against the vehicles. This Gene Stealer brood came up and assaulted the Sakaran, and it did 2 wounds, 2 glances actually, and so that's leaving it with 1 wound. And these guys assaulted the Contemptor, and they did no wounds unfortunately, but I returned with no wounds. And yeah, so that's the end of the Tyranid turn 3. So what we'll do is we'll go on to the beginning of the Grey Knights turn 4, and I still have my Librarian squad in reserve, so that comes in automatically. So we'll get back to you at the end of the Grey Knights turn 4. Okay, so at the end of the Grey Knights turn, that was turn 4? Yeah, that was definitely turn 4. And these guys just moved up, and they shot at the crone that was there, but we'll talk about that after. This guy was locked in combat. Nothing happened that combat. He managed to do nothing to me, and I, in return, did nothing. Over here, with the combined firing of this and the squad of the... No, actually, just this, the combined squad firing of this, the Sakaran took the Gene Stealer squad out, so these guys just ran up, trying to hopefully get in combat with these guys in the future. We pretty much ignored those warriors, and these 2 planes went back up in the air, and they weren't stuck snap shooting this time, so they were able to do some wounds on the crone. So he managed, so between these 2 firing, and between these guys firing, we got 6 wounds, and he jinx saved, so he had 6 4-up saves, and he rolled 6 1, 2s, and 3s, so unfortunately, due to his bad rolling, he managed to lose the crone that was there. So at the top of the Tyranid, or I guess at the bottom of turn 4, Tyranid's turn 4, he has the warriors, which are, I don't know what he's going to do with them, but that's up to him. And he has the Gene Stealers locked in combat. So we'll come back to you at the end of the Tyranid turn 4. Okay, so we're at the bottom, or the end of the Tyranid turn 4, and these Gene Stealers managed to finally finish off that Contempted Dreadnought, or actually they did all 3 wounds this turn thanks to the rending, so they were able to kill that, and the warriors just stayed put for now. He doesn't really know what to do with him, so we just left him there. Okay, so we're going to go on to Grey Knight's turn 5, possibly the last turn of the game. I suspect the Tyranids are going to see a tabling, unfortunately, but we'll come back and we'll tell you what happens just in case. And we have the Fire Raptor, who lost its main weapon, coming back in from reserves this turn, so that's ongoing reserves. So we'll come back to you at the end of the Grey Knight's turn 5. Okay, so the bottom of Grey Knight turn 5, possibly the last turn in the game. The Fire Raptor came in over here and flew between it and the Terminated squad. We managed to take out the spawn of Cryptis with his Gene Stealer squad. And then these 2 guys just stayed, didn't move, they went to hover, and they shot, managed to kill one and doing 2 wounds on another. So the Tyranids turn, and they just have this squad of the warriors left. And he, like me, refused to quit, concede, whether they're losing really bad or winning quite well. So we're going to go, and this might be the last turn. He might not get tabled, or we'll go to turn 5, and he probably will get tabled. But we'll come back and let you know what happens at the end of his turn 5. Okay, so that was the bottom of the Tyranid turn 5. That was a probably 30-second turn, and what he did is he turned around to face his death. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Clark. We're going to get you to roll a die right over here, and on a 1 or 2, the game is over. It's over. So that's the end of the turn. So Clark did not get tabled, but unfortunately, the Grey Knights are sitting at 1 point. They're sitting at 3 points. They got Line Breaker 4 points, First Blood and Slay the Warlord for 5 and 6, and I'm probably not within 3 inches there, so we're 6 inches to Clark's 0, unfortunately. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back to an end game show, or the after show, and we'll just discuss what we thought about it. So yeah, that was another Batrep by the Basement Collective, and we're just starting out. So we have a whole. This is Clark, by the way.
Hello.
And I'm Kevin. He's a Tyranid player, and this was actually his third or fourth 40K game.
Third game. Actually.
Third game at all. So I took a mean list, and I just want to let you know that I did cheat in my list making by bringing 2 relic vehicles, the Fire Raptor and the Sicaran. And I was reading the rules for the Fire Raptor, and I noticed that you can only have 1 relic without the that HQ list. So I do apologize for cheating. But like I said, we're still new to Batreps, and we're just learning how it goes. But we had a fun time, Clark. So what do you think about 40K so far?
I'm loving it. Obviously, I need to bring more Flyrants to the
more Flyrants,
to the table. Yeah, but,
when you face a list like that, more Flyrants is definitely good.
You know, this is, like I said, it was only a third game, and we're on. I mean, this is the first loss, but I'm gonna put an asterisk next to it because that little.
Yo, I cheated with the Sicaran, so it's not actually a loss. Yeah, that's fair.
But
that's great.
Honestly, I love it. Like I said, I'm just gonna need to bring more Flyers next time, so I'm thinking another Crone, maybe a couple Flyrants if I really want to cheese.
Yeah.
But also, I think we'll get another army too.
Another army, yeah, it's good. He's already talking about selling all his possessions so he can afford the plastic crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so as you can see, the Basement Collective is what we are. Is we're 12 guys, 12 or 13 guys. Clark is a new addition, so actually 13 guys.
He's one of the 13th, actually.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we all have 40K armies now. As you can see, if you're gonna see in the Batreps, behind us is just shelves of 40K, and we have more shelves over there, and we have terrain right there, and there's armies all around. And we've just collected for 3.5 years now. We've been going, and we decided, well, let's try and make some Batreps. I mean, we enjoy mini wargaming and all the other Batreps. Some blue table painting. We're not big fans of the painting, but we like watching Batreps. And just stuff like that. So we enjoy it. So we figured, why not go for some Batreps? And it helps people like Clark get used to the game, and he's nice for being wanted on camera. Wanted to be on camera, so yeah.
I never said that. No.
No.
It's a great place to play. They're very welcoming to new people. Like I said, it's only my 3rd game. I've never played tabletop before, so you know this is a great experience, and the atmosphere is great as well.
Definitely, yeah. So we try and keep all the shots in this side of the room because the other side is our living room, and it's just not clean. There's cups and clothes everywhere. So we apologize if you're an OCD type person or like clean spaces, because while we're not exactly dirty, we're not tidy either. So so we're just interested to see what you'd like us to do. We're open to anything. We have pretty much every army at our disposal, I think, except for Sisters of Battle. But we have Knights, we have Inquisition. We're just looking to see what you guys want us to do, what's content you're wanting to see. We have a variety of terrain. You've seen this table a couple of times, but we have way more terrain. We're up for Apocalypse, really up for anything. If you want to see our army previews, or if you want to see our collections, or just really any type of game, we have some Warhammer Fantasy too. But yeah, just let us know what you'd be interested in. And you have anything else to say there, Clark?
No, I'm gonna say I'm gonna make a comeback. Like I said, you're gonna see that 3 to 4 Flyrant cheese list.
Well, that's good because he tabled his first 2 games. He managed to table his opponents. He tabled my White Scars, and he tabled Matt's Space Wolves or Blood Angels. Blood Angels. He managed to put a whole Storm Raven down with one Twin Lake Devourer.
Yeah, with the whole company in it.
Yeah, with the whole company. So he destroyed 1,000 points with 1 card effect. So he's liking the Devourers there. So yeah, we appreciate you watching our videos. And if you'd like to subscribe, that's fine. We're just starting out, so we understand if we have some bad quirks or we have some things that we need to fix. And if you have any comments on what needs to be fixed on our videos or what can make it better, let us know. We don't have the best quality camera, but I think it's one that works. Yep. It films in quasi HD. It loads up on HD. On YouTube, so I guess, it looks good from here, so I guess we could call it HD. So yeah, my name once again is Kevin, and this is
Clark,
and we thank you for watching another Basement Collective Battle Report.